All right, so let's begin finding a comfortable seat. And if you happen to be short, like me, or being in a bigger chair, you can bring the ground up to you. Have your feet supported on the ground, as well as feeling and finding your hips and your sitting bones into your chair. Feeling free to lean back into the support of your chair, or if you'd rather sit up and find your own support, it's up to you. So take a moment and just notice how you sit, noticing your posture, and maybe getting a sense of where your shoulders are. Maybe moving the shoulders a wee bit and feeling your shoulders settle a little further down your back, away from your ears. Notice where your head sits and try to bring your head directly above your shoulders. So often our head is carried forward of our shoulders. So noticing any of that tendency in yourself. That's it. And imagine a wall is behind you and you're bringing your head, the back of your head, to that wall. And then once you've found that posture, can you soften into it? So letting go of any sense of stiffness or holding in your body. You can relax and rest your hands on your thighs and feel the weight of your elbows resting down from your shoulders. And let your eyes close here if you like, softening the face, relaxing any tension in the jaw. Feel your lower jaw relax, softening away from the upper jaw, creating a bit of space in the mouth, and letting the cheeks relax. And feel the softness of your eyes. Your eyelids can relax. Release any tension across the brow and the skin of the forehead. And imagine your head is light as it floats up above your shoulders, lifting taller. All the while, keep a connection with your hips and your thighs as they settle into the support of the chair. And then feel the space in between, around the belly, the ribs, the chest. Become aware of the movements of your breath here into those spaces. Feel the nature of your inhale. Feel the breath as it flows into your body. And feel the nature of your exhale as the breath leaves your body. And continue to stay aware of the rest of your body, noticing any areas that start to tense up again, catching them, letting them go, as you continue to sense each breath, moving in and flowing out. As you follow the depth of your inhale, can you feel the movements of the breath out into the sides of your ribs? Letting your ribs expand as you breathe in. And feeling how the ribs narrow again, drawing back in towards the center as you breathe out. And feel the softness of your belly. The more relaxed your belly is, the more the breath can draw down deeper into the lungs. So feel how your belly expands with your inhale. And feel how the belly settles and softens again with the exhale. And just be here following and feeling each breath as it finds its own steady pace. And then little by little, start to deepen the breath and bring a bit of movement into the body. Maybe a little movement into the neck, the fingers and the toes. And then we can open up the eyes. And we'll enjoy a stretch. Let's bring the arms to reach up. And as you're here, find a bit of reach through one side at a time. Just sort of lengthening into each side of the body a little more. Reaching up with one arm and then reaching up with the other. That's it. And then releasing the arms down again. And let's transition here to the front of our seat. So the feet are underneath the knees. All right, let's rest the arms down along the sides. So we can start to find a bit of movement here in the shoulders and in the arms. So let's start out by turning the palms to face forward. Feeling how that brings your shoulder blades in towards each other a little bit or just against the back a little more. And then turning to bring your palms to face back. So finding that rotation, opening the palms forward, turning the palms back, and trying to find this movement not so much just into the wrists and forearms, but try to find it all the way up into your shoulders. That's it. So these upper arm bones moving into the shoulder sockets to allow for this rotation in the arms. Yeah. And just get a sense of how the shoulders move. Maybe a little movement comes into the shoulder blades as well, and just let that happen. And continue to find this rotation as you let the arms come further and further away from your sides and out and up. That's it. So keep the rotation going as you're moving your arms wide. If they can continue to go any higher, just find that a couple more times. Rotating as you're lifting your arms as high as feels good. So this movement can be a little trickier the higher the arms get. So just noticing that for yourself. That's it. Good, and then slowly reverse the direction with the arms, lowering as you keep the rotation happening. Palms open, palms turning down or back. That's it. Really nice. All right. And then once the arms land down again by your sides, just take a moment to let them go. Let them just feel heavy and long beside you. Find a full breath in and a full breath out. And then let's move both arms wide and up with the inhale, lifting your gaze a little bit to look up, and then reach the arms wide and down with your exhale. So here you can let the palms reach to point up or face up. As you inhale, the hands will face each other as the arms lift, and then turning the palms away from you as the arms sweep wide and down. So each inhale, feel the reach of the arms up. Each exhale, feel the reach of the arms wide and down. So you can imagine you've got your arms sort of brushing against the imaginary wall that is behind you, that you're leaning sort of back into with your head, with your upper back, and your arms are also brushing that wall. So you're trying to keep them as wide as they can comfortably stay, even a little bit back. Let's go for one more. That's it. Nice. And then letting the arms rest. All right, as we breathe in, let's shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Breathe in and shrug and just hold for a moment. And then let it go with a sigh. So inhale, shrug and hold. Let it out. 2 more like that. That's it. Breathing in to shrug up. Letting it go. Now let's bring both arms out in front. So with the arms reaching forward now, try to still keep a sense of width across your chest. Yeah. And open up the arms wide. And as we do this, let's arch the back. So we're lifting the chest and lifting our gaze a little bit. And then as we exhale, we'll wrap one arm over the other into a hug. Round the back. So bring your chin down towards your chest, rounding through the spine. And then open up again through the front, arching, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Exhale, wrapping the other arm on top into that hug as we stretch into the back. So find this at your own pace. A few more times. Still feeling the movements in your shoulders, but also now involving the spine a little more. That's it. Trying to alternate the arm that crosses on top each time. Good. Last one here. And then bring both arms open wide again to the sides. So we can pause with the arms stretched out. So spread your fingers, spread your palms. You can either have your palms facing forward or up, whatever works best in your shoulders. And then see if you can find little circles. So imagine you have, pencils, markers, whatever medium you want at the ends of your fingertips, and draw little circles with your fingertips. So quite small, so you're concentrating this movement into your shoulders. That's it. And you can even change the orientation of your palms down or forward or up, just to feel how that changes things in the shoulders. Okay, try it in the other direction. I know the arms start to get heavy quite quickly as we hold them out away from the body like this. Try for another couple breaths. Good. All right, let's let the arms go. Whew. And just notice their weight and their dangliness beside you, and just let them feel heavy and long and loose. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's give the arms a little bit of a break. We're gonna work a little more on the shoulders and upper back today, and a little bit into the side body too. But in the meantime, let's just find a bit of motion through the spine. We're gonna start with the hands on the thighs. And as you breathe in, try to slide your hands back, pull your shoulders back. So that's what's actually sliding your hands back. The action of pulling your shoulders back. Lift your chest, look up. So similar to what we were doing, but without opening the arms. And then we're gonna round the back. So pull into the belly. That's it, round your back. So it's like you're trying to press the backs of your ribs back as your head and chest fall forward. And then slide the hands back again, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, looking up comfortably, staying comfortable in the neck. And then hug in through the belly, round your back, bring your chin down towards the chest. So we'll keep that going. And as you exhale, you have the option of even taking it a little further, sliding the hands down the legs. You're gonna feel more of a stretch into your back, so keep it comfortable for you. And then you can press into those feet and slide the hands back towards the hips again to lift and open the front. So explore that movement through your spine a couple more times. Following and feeling each breath. That's it. Really nice. Last one. So maybe this time when you come forward, you can slide the hands a little past the knees, however far feels good, and just enjoy this stretch into your back. But try not to tense up too much in the shoulders. Keep some length and softness there through your neck. That's it, and feel the breath moving into your back. That's it. And then when you're ready, pressing into your feet, using the support of your legs to bring you back up again, nice and tall, until the shoulders are over the hips again and the head is balanced above the shoulders. Okay, so let's find this movement where, let's start with the arms in this sort of W shape, where the elbows are a little below the shoulders, palms are facing forward. And again, see if you're able to imagine that wall behind you, and you're trying to bring the backs of your hands to that wall, as well as your elbows and your shoulders and the back of your head. Okay, so take it pretty slow. Keeping your elbows bent, can you lift the arms? Elbows might lift a little higher than shoulder height. You're basically keeping the elbows bent as much as they were, so the hands will land, somewhere above the head. And then pull the elbows down, sliding the arms and hands along that imaginary wall to maybe pull the elbows in towards your sides. So elbows moving out and up, and elbows moving out and down into the sides a little bit. So try to just notice here what's going on in your shoulders, trying your best when you're lifting your arms that you're not also lifting your shoulder blades like this. So you're trying to find some of the other smaller muscles in your shoulders rather than those muscles that pull the shoulders up towards the ears, okay? That's it. So it sometimes helps to just slow the motion down a little bit. Notice whether your hands come forward of your elbows quite a bit, and see if you're able to keep the hands back as your arms lift and as your arms lower. Try not to let the hands come any further forward. That's it. Yeah, it's pretty tricky. Let's try one more. You're feeling the breath as you're feeling these movements. Good. And then just take a moment and shake it out again in the arms. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Let's just get a bit of a stretch first going on into the back. So I'll show you the side view of this one. Let's interlace the fingers together and lift both arms just out in front around chest height. So nice and loose through the arms. And then imagine someone's pulling on your arms forward. So that action is actually going to bring you more space between your chest and your hands. And you're going to widen into that space between your shoulder blades. That's it. So the shoulder blades spread apart. Try again not to lift the shoulders to the ears. Instead, let them move away from the back rather than up towards the ears. That's it. Yeah, and your head might come a little forward. And just enjoy some stretch here into the upper back. And see if you can sense the breath moving into that space. Good. One more breath there. All right, and then slowly lower the arms. Whew. Maybe do a few shoulder rolls here. So circling the shoulders. So can you bring the shoulders forward and then up towards the ears? Roll them back and down away from the ears. So finding that rotation of your shoulders. Good. Okay, let's find more movement in one arm at a time, one side at a time. Okay, so we're gonna combine a few different movements, and it doesn't really matter, the repetition or the sequence of your movement. All right, so we'll just start maybe with the right arm in the same position that it just was, in that sort of half W shape now. And so you're gonna reach up and straighten through the arm as best you can, and then pull down. And then we're gonna reach to the side and kind of lean like we're trying to reach something that's out on a table to our right, and then pull back, and then reach up again. That's it, pull down. You got it. Reach to the right, lean as much as you like into that reach and pull it back. Now we're gonna add on a bit of a twist, reaching to the right, to the left, out to the side, across, that's it, and pull back again. And then you can reach up again and maybe reach a little higher through that right side, and then pull back, down. And then we can reach again over to the right, a little bit of a lean with the spine, and we pull back. We can go to the left and lean into that and pull back. So just explore each of those movements a couple more times on your own with your breath, leaning into the reach. So we get a little more movement into the spine. That's it. Nice. Lift and reach high. Feel the breath as you feel these movements reaching in each direction. Last twisting reach. All right, and then just come back and relax into this right arm. And just notice how each side of your body feels, how each shoulder feels. And come back to sense a breath or two here. Follow the inhale and stay with the exhale. Okay, let's try the left side. So start with the arm out at shoulder or chest height. We're gonna reach up and maybe lean into that reach as we try to reach high, 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 and then pull down, and then reach out to the left and lean into that. So there's a bit of movement in the spine. We're sort of shifting our weight to the side and then coming back into center. And then we'll reach up again. Just find that again. Reach up. That's it. Pull down. Reach out to the side, leaning into it. Good, maybe looking in the direction you're trying to clasp hold of something, and we'll pull it back. Now let's turn and reach over to the right. That's it. Notice how this feels in the back. Pull back in. You got it. And then reach high again. Leaning into that and then pulling down. Reach out to the side. Lean, 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 and pull back. And again, twisting and leaning into that twist. Great. And just explore that a couple more times. Take your time. Just try to feel what's moving and what's helping you lean and reach. Good. Let the breath support these movements. Feel the inhale and feel the exhale. Really nice. One more full sequence. Leaning into the reach. Yes. And one last twist and lean. Good. Pulling back. Whew. And letting that go. Loosening up into your shoulders again, just wiggling them out. And how does each side feel, each shoulder feel as you follow another breath? Okay. So now let's come back into this shape. So now we're going to try to have the elbows up at around shoulder level. Okay, so you've got your elbows bent at about 90 degrees. So you can have a look at each arm and just notice where each arm sits. And again, see if your hands, if they're forward of your shoulders, can you bring them back? So there's a little more rotation happening in your shoulder joints, okay? And you want to see, what we're actually going to do is find that rotation. So we're going to try to keep the elbows up as we turn the palms to face down. So there's that rotation happening in your shoulders. And then try to bring the backs of your hands to that imaginary wall. Elbows are still pressing into that wall at the same time. You got it. Keeping those elbows elevated. Turn to bring the palms facing down. And then again, palms facing forward. Do that a couple more times. Whew. Starting to feel some of the work in the back. Just notice if your ribs have sort of jutted forward and see if you can keep your ribs in a little more. Okay, last one, when you turn your palms to face forward, keep the elbows elevated, and then we're gonna press the palms and the forearms together as much as possible. Elbows come as close as they can together. It's okay if they don't touch. You're gonna press back as far as you can go, and then press together again. Palms and elbows squeeze in. So push back, feel the inhale. Press together, feel the exhale. So taking it at a tempo that feels good for you. Whew, I know. I'm feeling it too. Let's try for one more. Full movement, pushing back and pressing together. Let's hold this press together. Hands press, elbows press in. Whether or not they touch is perfectly fine. Feel this for another breath, maybe lifting the elbows slightly higher. Yes, and then let it go. Whew. Just swing it out in the arms a little bit there. Try to loosen and relax the shoulders. Okay, lots of work in the shoulders. We might have felt that a little bit in the neck as well. So let's stretch out the side of the neck. So we're gonna start out with your shoulders over your hips and let your head tip to the right. So just the neck is moving. So try not to bring the movement into the shoulders or the spine. So as your shoulders stay level, your right ear tips towards that right shoulder, any amount. And then while you've got the head tipped, you can start to rotate the head a little bit. So turning your chin towards your shoulder and turning your chin a little bit away from your shoulder. So you're determining how much movement feels good, right? Take it nice and slow, be gentle with your neck. And as you find these movements, you might come across or move through an area where it feels good to stay and enjoy the stretch a little more. So for me today, that means turning my head more to look down, chin towards the shoulder. And that's going to bring me a little more of a stretch in the back side of my neck where it's feeling good today. If your chin is up, you might feel the stretch a little more into the front side of the neck. So go to where you need it for another breath. You can reach the other arm even back and down to accelerate the stretch a little further. That's it. All right, and then releasing the head, turning to face forward and lifting it back up above your shoulders. And then just pause with your head in the center. Feel a breath here. So start with your head right above your shoulders, so not forward of the shoulders, and then tip your head to the left. Notice how this side feels, how far your head tips in this direction without involving the shoulders and the spine. That's it. And you feel like that left ear just gets heavier, settling closer to the shoulder, not pushing it there, just letting it go. And you're welcome to just stay in this side bend, or you can start to find a little bit of rotation, turning your chin towards your shoulder or collarbone and turning it away from the collarbone. Yeah. Really slow, small movements, doesn't have to be big. And pausing where you need it on this side. So for me, it's the opposite. My chin wants to stay turned away from the collarbone to enjoy the stretch in the front side of the neck. So notice where you need it, being there as you breathe. If you want to stretch the right arm back and down, sort of pulling that right shoulder further away from the right ear, you're going to notice a little more sensation into that side. That's it. Great. And then bringing your hands back to the thighs, turn your head to face forward and lift the head back to center. All right. So we better find a little movement in these legs, shall we? So let's just start out by rocking first while we sit from toes to heels. So lift your heels, and then lift your toes as you come back to your heels. And when you come back to your heels, you can also curl your toes towards the floor. So you get some movement into those toe joints, curling down. That's it. You might hear little cracks and snaps as those joints release. Okay. All right, and then let's practice coming up to standing through a kind of squat, right? So walk your feet back a little bit more so your heels are a little behind your knees. You might take your feet a little wider apart, turning your toes out usually is more comfortable for most of us, whatever feels stable for you. So have your knees and your toes pointing in the same direction while your arms reach out in front. Chest is wide to the space between the hands. So lean your whole upper body forward. Notice how that brings you more weight into your feet. And then lean your body back and notice how the weight shifts back into your seat, you know? And just feel that shift of weight forward into your feet, back into your seat. And as you come forward, maybe you can push into your legs and lift slightly away from the seat. And then with control, try to come back to the chair and lean into it. And then coming forward and hovering again. So try to practice that a couple more times. Good. Try not to look down so much, but more forward. And that way you're going to be lifting more than falling forward, okay? That's it. You got it. Feel your feet pushing down and pushing away from each other. And the knees are also kind of pushing, pulling away from each other, okay? Next time you lift your seat, let's pause in this hovering squat chair pose. And then come all the way up from there. So press down into your feet to stand. That's it. And while you're here, just shift a little bit. Yeah. Shift from, hips going side to side. Feeling the weight shift from one foot to the other, one leg to the other. Good. And then you can find circles. So let your hips draw the circle. Your knees can soften a little bit. There's going to be movement in your knees. There's going to be movement in your ankles. That's it. But feeling the movement of the hips moving off center and around the center. That's it. And then try to find those circles the opposite way. They don't have to be huge. You do what feels good in your hips to move. So if a big circle is not feeling good today, take it smaller. Maybe even slowing it down a little. That's it. Really nice. Okay, so let's come to standing. And what we might do is use the back of the chair for support to start out with. So have the back of your chair beside you, maybe beside your right side if possible. If you've got two chairs, you're welcome. Well, no, you're going to need space beside you on your left side. Okay, so yeah, have your chair, seat facing away from you so you can hold on to the back of it where it's a little higher. And you want to have the right side of your body close to the chair, maybe a foot or so away. Okay, all right. So let's stand into our feet and feel the support of the legs. in mountain pose. So finding your feet pretty much right underneath the hips, and feel your head, again, like it's light. It's floating up from your shoulders, long through your neck. Shoulders are just resting a little bit back and down. And then let's rise up onto the toes. Lift your heels, finding a bit of balance there. Notice where the weight goes in your toes when you lift up onto them. And then coming back down slowly to the heels. Now, we're just going to concentrate, I think, on that movement for now, lifting and lowering the heels. So keeping the toes on the ground the whole time. And if possible, try not to let all the weight come back into your heels before you lift them again. So you're maybe just letting the heels sort of brush the floor before you rise up again. So can your toes stay relaxed and long? So notice if your toes do a lot of gripping. And is there a way for you to feel the weight more into the pads of your feet, just behind your toes? Okay, that's it. So that the toes themselves don't have to grip as much, and you can feel the support wide from the pad of your big toe to the pad of your baby toe. Good. All right, we're starting to feel a little bit of work in those calf muscles potentially here. I can certainly feel it today as you rise up and float down with as much control as you can feel through this movement. Okay, try for 2 more. You want to go to the point where those muscles in the calves are starting to feel a bit of burn and heat, a little fatigue. Okay, last one. All right, let that go. What you might do is actually step your right foot a little further away from your chair so that you want to make sure your chair is secure, like not going to slide away from you. And you also want to not push too much weight into the chair that you're going to tip it towards you. So you feel like you're kind of almost pressing your chair sort of away from you and down rather than towards you, pulling, okay? So let's take the left hand to the left hip and feel the support into the right leg, all right? So that, and the right hand as well, you're kind of pushing down and away from you, the chair, okay? So that we can get lighter on this left leg and see if you're able to lift your left foot. So what you're doing is you're leaning a bit into the right leg and into the right hand. So there's a bit of a lean in your whole body. And then try to keep your left foot facing forward. And we're going to try to lift this left foot out to the side and then back underneath you. You can always bring it back to the floor to just re-secure yourself before you lift the leg again. All right, good. So see if you can keep your toes pointing forward, noticing whether your toes are turning away from you when you lift your leg out. And try to keep the leg oriented straight ahead. That's it. When your leg goes straight out to the side, feel like you're pushing out with your outer heel, with your baby toe side of the foot. That's it. Whew, feeling it in the right leg, yes indeed. Let's do last one, we're gonna hold it. So lift the leg out any amount. Try to bring the leg just a tiny bit further back until you feel more of a squeeze in your glute muscles and your buttock. That's it. So you're pushing the leg out and a little back as you hold for your breath to move. Okay, let it go. Shake out that right leg a little bit. It worked hard holding you up. Okay. So let's try it out on the other side. So you can either move yourself, turning in the other direction, or move your chair over to the other side. Okay? All right, so you want to make sure you have a bit more space between your left foot and the chair. So stepping your left foot another foot or so, so it's at least 2 feet or so away from the chair. Left hand is leaning into the chair. Not pulling it towards you, but pushing it down and away from you more, okay? So feel your tailbone Let it feel heavier down towards the ground. Lift a little more through the pubic bone up. So just noticing, if your bum's sort of behind you, try to press your hips a little forward, upper body a little back. That's it. So your head is against that wall, your hips are against that wall as well. Left foot, feel its support as your right leg maybe gets lighter, maybe just the toes are down, hand to the hip. Keep the toes facing forward as you're reaching the leg out to the side and back underneath you. Out and back under. Yes. Good. So trying to keep the leg straight too. So where we're moving from is the hip. Can you keep your foot kind of pretty flexed? So you're reaching through the heel down. Toes and knee are still pointing straight ahead. And you want to feel like you're pushing out with your outer heel on that right leg. Yes. What do you notice? Can you feel your breath still moving as you feel this work in both legs in different areas? Yeah, great. Whew. Last two. And then last one, we're gonna hold the leg out to the side, any amount. And what you wanna try to do is move the leg a little bit slightly back as it reaches out still. And you wanna feel this work into the glute a little more. That's it. Pause there, feel your breath. All right, feel the burn too. Come on back and shake it out. Yes, indeed. Lots of work there. Let it go. Okay. All right. Let's do one more on the right side. So the chair to your right. And what we're going to do is the triangle shape. So this is what it's going to look like. And so whether you've got your hand on the back of the chair or maybe a little lower onto the seat. Okay, so if you don't have this capability to bring the hand to the seat with the back of the chair towards you, you can orient it like this. So it just depends on how far you want to go down. Okay, so start out with your right foot pretty much underneath the seat of the chair. And then your left foot can come back a little bit. All right, so you've got a slightly wider stance now, maybe a little wider than shoulder distance. Great. Right foot is facing the chair underneath it. Left foot is turned to face forward. Okay, let's start with the hands on the hips. So with both legs staying pretty straight, you can find a slight softness in the knees in order to find the movement here from your hips. Okay, so now we're moving the upper body a little to the right as the hips kind of go to the left and then back up through center. So can you keep a sense of lift in the pubic bone? Feel it lifting towards the navel. That's it, as you're coming to the right and back up. Okay, so most of the movement is happening through the pelvis here. The pelvis is tipping over the legs to the right. Okay, so next time you tip to the right, pause there. You can take this right hand either to the back of the chair or to the seat, whatever's available to you, without rounding too much into the back. So can you keep the chest wide, the belly open and long, neck long, and then let this left arm stretch out. Good. So rather than having all the weight into the right hand, can you keep the support into the legs? Yeah, as you push more weight into your feet, you're going to find it lighter on that right hand. That's it. Keep it comfortable in your neck, noticing where it is in relation to the rest of your spine. If it's forward of your shoulders, can you bring it back a bit? That's it. Feel another whole breath in and breath out. Really good. Okay, so find the support of your legs. Maybe taking this left hand back to the hip and push into those legs to come on up. We can walk the feet back in to center. Okay, let's orient the other way. So now the left foot's going to be under the seat. Whether you just turn your body or move your chair, it's up to you. So have your left foot facing the back of the chair, so your foot is almost underneath the seat. Right foot is a little bit back, so you've got this space between both feet, a little wider than shoulder distance. And then, try to orient your belly and chest and head to face out to the side here, hands to the hips. So feel free to keep a little softness in those knees, and it might help you find more of the movement here through the hips, through the pelvis. So while you find this deep crease in your left hip, bum and hips go to the right as your upper body tips to the left. Yes. Try to find this movement down here into the hips rather than just up here into the spine. Okay, so you're trying to make that differentiation. This is me moving from my spine versus from the hips. Yeah, noticing however much movement you have at these hips, don't have to go far. You got it. And so next time when you go to the left like that, you might notice a bit of a stretch coming into this inner thigh. That's good. Take the left hand to the chair, wherever you can comfortably rest your hand down onto. That's it. So start out by just feeling and imagining that wall behind you. So try to lean your upper back and even your back ribs and your head against that wall. Okay? And then stretch this right arm out and feel it moving back towards that wall as well. Really nice. And then press strongly down through your legs, especially this right foot. Really nice. Noticing some opening, some length coming into this right side. Letting the breath fill that space for another cycle or two. Really great. All right, take the hand back to the chair, the hip. Press into those feet. Pull yourself up. Whew. Walk the feet in to center again. And give the legs a wee shake. Okay. All right. Let's just face the seat of the chair this time. So you can have the chair on some surface that isn't too slippery. You can even bring the back of the chair to the wall or a large piece of furniture so it doesn't move on you. So facing the seat of your chair, let's bring the hands to the seat. And try to lengthen your spine. Open your chest towards the back of your chair, looking in that direction. And at the same time, feel your sitting bones and your tailbone reaching in the opposite direction back. That's it. So can you keep all that length in your neck that you feel? So feel that space between your ears and shoulders remain, and that space and width remain through your chest. As we walk the feet back and send ourselves into downward dog. So we're pushing forward and down onto the seat as our head stays long in that direction towards the space between your hands. Feel your hips reaching back. That's it. Knees can stay as bent as you need to. Keep them for a nice comfortable stretch here, both in the legs and in the back. So we're getting some length into the whole back body. Couple more breaths there. Good. Follow another full cycle of breath, nice and slow. Nice. And then slowly walk your feet back towards the seat. Bring all the weight back into your feet and come on up to standing. Really good. Okay, excellent. Let's come back to have a seat. Whew. And as we sit, let's do just a wee bit of movement in the legs along with the arms. So we're going to straighten out the right leg. So the heel is down and the toes are up. And try to orient your spine in the center. So your shoulders are above your hips. You're still off of the backrest. So let's start out with the palms pushing out in front. So see if you can kind of spread your fingers back towards you, open your palms in front of you, and push out through the heels of your hands. You might notice some stretch coming into those forearms, some work into the tops of the forearms there. So we're going to try to keep this right leg straight as we lift it, and we're going to pull back with the arms at the same time. So hands come in close to your shoulders, elbows pull back as the right leg lifts. That's it. And then push forward, lower that leg. That's it. And pull back and lift the leg. Good. Feel the inhale as you push. Feel the exhale as you pull. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one, we're going to lift the leg any amount off the ground. Doesn't have to be much. Take both arms out in front of you. We're going to open, leg goes out to the side a little as the arms come wide, and then back in. I know this is quite a bit of work in the leg, in the hip, in the quads, whew, as well as the arms. A little coordination here. One more. Really nice. And then relax it, let it go. And notice, what you felt, where the work was for you, and massage a little into that space. So for me, it was mostly into my thigh muscle there. For you, it might be back into this hip. So just pay attention, massage. Almost done. We're almost there. Let's straighten out the left leg. So we'll do something a little different with the arms this time. So with the left leg straight, let's start with the arms overhead. So still kind of imagining your arms are moving towards the wall behind you. It's okay if they're forward of the wall, but just try to keep them as close towards the wall as you can keep them comfortably through the shoulders. We're going to pull the arms down as we lift the leg. That's it. And then lower the leg and reach up again. Good. Exhale as you pull down and lift the leg. Breathe in as you lower the leg and reach the arms high. So find that work to the rhythm of your breath. Feel the movements in your hip, the movements in your shoulders while your spine stays tall. Really good. Let's do one last one where we're going to try to hold the leg off the floor. Stretch both arms out in front of you again, and same thing. We're going to open both arms wide, maybe swinging the leg a little to the left and back into center. Opening with the inhale, closing with the exhale. Two more. That's it. Last one. Good. Let it go. And notice where you felt it on this side. Give a little squeeze or massage into those muscles. Okay. Do a little bit of movement of those knees in and out. Just nice sort of swing of the knees in and out, loosening into those hips and rolling in and out on the feet as well. So you get some motion into the ankles. Okay. Yeah. Really nice. And then let's end with one stretch for both the legs and the back. So make sure you're secure on your chair, still a little bit forward on your seat though. So your heels can be down into the floor and your toes point up, your knees point up. Knees can be a little bit bent though. You can hold on here to the seat of the chair, your armrest, whatever kind of chair you've got. Start by pulling the shoulders back a little more. Yep, lift the chest. Lift the belly up and over the pubic bone. As you come forward, just as far as you can comfortably go, you're going to notice as you come forward, more of a stretch in the backs of those legs, maybe even into the back itself. You can keep your arms holding onto the seat, or if you feel secure, you can also rest your hands wherever they happen to land on the legs, and just allow for a really nice gentle curve to come into your back. A nice continuous even curve through your spine. Finding a bit of space here into your back and noticing the motions of each breath. Really good. And then you can push down into your heels, pull up and in through the belly, and slowly start to roll the spine back to sitting tall. Okay. And we'll sit back into our chairs and take a moment's rest. So, finding again your hips and your sitting bones relaxed into the support of the seat. Try to position your shoulders above your hips. And maybe move the head a little bit, turning it in each direction. Nodding it up and down. Getting a sense of where your head sits in relation to your shoulders and the rest of your spine, and positioning it in a way where it feels light again, long through all sides of your neck. Resting your arms and your hands in a way that relaxes the shoulders. I like to end with the palms facing up and just allowing the fingers to curl naturally. Notice the space you feel across the front of your chest. Feeling your shoulders settle down away from the ears, noticing where they sit. We did quite a bit of work today, waking up the muscles around the upper back and shoulder blades. So has that changed anything for you? Notice the nature of your breath as it moves freely and effortlessly. So letting go of any sense of control over your breath, but still staying aware of its movements. Feel the inhale flowing in, and stay with the exhale flowing out. Let yourself deepen the breath little by little, helping to energize yourself once more and start to move into your fingers, wiggle into the toes. Let's open the eyes. And let's go for one last stretch. Let's interlace the fingers together. Press the palms forward. Yeah, get some movement, stretching into the hands and the palms and the forearms. And then let the inhale lift the arms up as high as you like. And then with the exhale, reach the arms wide and down. Thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. Namaste.